We got something special coming up next. You want to see it? I want to see it. Mitchriz isn't going to see it, and it's going to be amazing. Sekiro Blindfolded. Let's do it!
All right. So, hello, everyone. My name is Mitchriz. This is going to be Sekiro Shadows Die Twice Blindfolded. So, from the start of the run to the end of the run, I'm not going to be seeing anything. And if you wonder how that's possible, well, you'll get some explanations from my wonderful commentator, LilAggy.
Hello, hello. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So during the run, in order to be able to hear everything that's going on in the game, I will not hear what he is saying. So it'll pretty much just be you guys and him for the whole run. So before I get started, I can just do a little demonstration to make sure you guys see this is a real blindfold. Sorry, I don't have any fancy setup with like my screen behind me, but this is how I normally do it. So for my blindfold, you can see, got a light, does not go through. Pretty darn opaque. So, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on and we can get this started.
Good luck, Mitch. I believe in you.
All right, thank you. So, all right. So, got it all set up to start a new game. So, we are ready to count it down. I'll be starting it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, and he is off. This is going to be crazy, guys. I'm so excited to commentate this for you. Just for a little background information as the game loads up here. There are 3 people in the world that have done this, I believe. Mitch is, of course, the first, and in my opinion, you know, the legendary blindfold runner for it. And then I have also done it one time. I took 5 hours to do it, but I did do it one time. And then a third runner in China that goes by, I believe Just Blind is the translation, is the current world record holder for it. He's done it in, I think, 1 hour, 32 minute in-game time. So yeah, it's honestly a surprisingly easy, well, okay, not easy, surprisingly blindfold friendly game to run. You can see he's just kind of going through the tutorial right now. So this is like a stealth section. He doesn't have most of the tools that he can use in the run. So he is just walking in a straight line. He plays on keyboard and mouse, which helps to use perfectly straight angles. You know, holding forward on a control stick exactly is a lot more difficult than just holding W. So yeah, he's gonna do some funky movement, pretty much just bouncing from wall to wall as he makes his way to Kuro here at the end, which is where you get your sword, get your healing gourd, and kind of kick off the game for real. So you can see this ledge grab here. Obviously, you just move along a straight line there, and then you can just hear when he's at the end there, the audio will stop playing, and then it's just a couple jumps forward. And most of this is just a lot of memorization going on here. In the tutorial, again, you don't have a lot of your like main game actions available, so it actually makes it quite challenging to navigate blindfolded, because you'll see once he gets his sword, he has a lot more movement options available to him, which are blindfold friendly. But yeah, he's gotten in the door with no issue. Absolute legend. And you see there, he does get his Kusabi Maru, and he's gonna talk to our boy Kuro here and get the healing gourd. He's gonna equip some items there. His homeward idol, which helps him warp back to the checkpoints, and then the healing gourd, of course, is the healing gourd. Gonna walk through the door here, and then I believe it's just gonna be a straight sprint line until he hits a certain corner, and you can just tell from the audio. And then here he's going to begin using dashes and jumps. The dashes are really useful because they're set distances. So you can just say, okay, I need to dash once here, and then turn left, dash again, etc., etc. So he's just counting out his dashes here. Then he hears the boss aggro, gonna turn right, dash again. And, okay, he got caught up a little bit there. He actually, I don't know how he does that. He's an absolute wizard. Gonna slide along the wall here, and he's just gonna go until he stops hearing Wolf, slide. So he'll know he'll be able to drop. A little jump over. It's honestly, it's pure wizardry. I honestly cannot overstate how much memorization and practice and just like theory crafting has gone into this run. Mitch pretty much did it all himself. He's absolutely insane at it. Well, okay, I say he figured it out all himself. There's been a fair few runners that have been contributing to it to make it faster and easier. And it's been about a group effort of like 5 or so people. Again, Mitch, the original person to do it, originally his idea. But in addition to him, so we have myself, I've contributed some strategies. We have Zaylich, Panic, and of course, Just Blind, the current world record holder from China. Shoutouts to him. And it's really evolved to a just incredible run at this point. We're gonna come up to Genichiro here. He is the tutorial boss you're meant to die to, so he is just going to die to him. Easy as that. And now we're finally in the main game, which is where really the blindfold stuff takes off. The tutorial is a bit of a mess because, again, you don't really have access to the normal tools you would have. But right off the bat in the main game here, he's going to warp, and that's going to bring him to this exact position with this exact camera angle for him to work from. And then he's going to slash to the left there, just walk forward, pick up that pellet. It'll be used for later. Then he's just going to warp again to reset to that exact point that he knows is like, that exact point with that exact camera angle. And that's going to be a pretty common theme throughout this run, is you want to, normalize your movement. So normalized movement basically means that it's going to be the exact same every single time. There's not any variance in it or very, very little variance in it. So warping to that exact point, and then he knows he can just turn around by tapping W. He knows he can just dash, 3 times and then jump and he'll get the grapple. And he'll just really work through the whole game in that method. And then the boss fights will have different methods to them as well to help make them be as consistent as possible. You also see that you have the grapple points in this game. Those are super, super helpful for, landing at exact points. There actually is a slight bit of variance to these grapple points, depending on the angle that you grapple to them from. So he does have to be careful that he's not just like randomly searching for a grapple point, because he won't land in the exact right way if he doesn't grapple in the exact right point. This game also has a ton of sculptor's idols here. These are like the bonfire equivalents of this game. So if you die, you respawn there. You can fast travel to all of them, which is super, super nice. And he's going to pick up the shuriken there and then warp back to kind of home base, the dilapidated temple. He's actually, I don't think, going to use the shuriken ever, but it's helpful to pick up because if you turn it into the sculptor here, you'll get your prosthetic shuriken tool, which allows you to start collecting spirit emblems. And spirit emblems will be useful for the run. You use them to perform different actions like combat arts, firecrackers, stuff like that. So we want to start collecting those as early as possible. And they do not appear until you actually have something that uses those. So he's just going to go back to the idol here, and he'll warp back to that sculptor's idol that he just got before picking up the shuriken. And we will be killing our first mini-boss, I believe, shortly. So the first required mini-boss is the Chained Ogre, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. It's pretty iconic for a first boss. It's quite difficult and quite different from most combat encounters in this game. So if you've never played this game before, the main focus is that you parry and deflect enemy attacks and then hit them back. It's kind of like a dance back and forth between you and the enemy. The Ogre doesn't really do that. The Ogre uses grab attacks mostly, which you cannot parry, you have to dodge them, which, when you're blindfolded, can be a bit of an issue. But luckily, we have a sort of method figured out for pretty consistently being able to kill this guy. You notice Mitch picked up some Gatchin sugars along the way there. Those are some like stealth buffs that'll make you like sort of invisible, helps you not get detected by enemies, and we're gonna use those to get one free death blow on the ogre to start out. So every mini boss in this game has 2 health bars, so basically you have to death blow them twice. The stealth death blow helps us get 1 death blow immediately, and then we just have to do enough damage to get the second one. So he's picking up that checkpoint again, setting a consistent point to start with, and then he is going to go through his menu blind here, put on the Scatching Sugar, and then he's gonna jump off this, I believe, crouch walk. Oh no, he doesn't even have to, okay. He's just gonna dash a few times to get behind the ogre here, turn, and then he's gonna lock the camera, and that will allow him to slide right behind him here and get a free death blow. And then from here on out, he's going to do some charge attacks to get a stagger near the start of the fight to get some free damage in. And then after that, he's gonna do basically 2 slashes, wait to hear the attack, and then dodge right. 2 slashes, wait to hear the attack, dodge right. And just repeat that over and over again. Ideally, it should dodge every single attack the ogre does, and he can just do this until the ogre is down. So that's really kind of how a lot of the combat encounters work for this blindfold, is you just find a way to deal with every attack they could possibly do. So you want to find something that, you know, more or less dodges any response they could give you, and just repeat that kind of pattern until they're gone. And it just so happens that if you're dodging to the right every single time, he's gonna miss every single time. It doesn't matter what he does. And you see, he defeated the ogre there, and when you defeat a mini-boss, you get 15 spirit emblems. You can see that in the bottom right. So that's the reason we wanted to get the shuriken first, so that we would actually get those spirit emblems, so instead of just killing the ogre and not getting any reward from it. And then he's going to warp back to the idol after defeating the mini-boss, just to reset his point so he knows exactly where he is to begin the next bit of movement. And you see here, he's gonna pick up this gourd seed. That's gonna give him an extra heal on his healing gourd once he turns it in, which will be very, very important for a strategy. Later, he'll be picking up quite a few of those. And obviously, I mean, you would think ideally you just want a lot of heals, but it's really mostly just to pull off one specific strategy later, which you'll see is just super genius. Oh, he might have hit the wrong side of the wall here. Ideally, he should be sliding to the right. Yeah, he definitely knows something's off. I don't think he's gonna be able to figure this out. That's unfortunate. He was just slightly misaligned so that he got pushed to the left instead of the right. He wanted to slide off the edge there. So he's just gonna take the death, and he'll reset to the previous idol, and he can just repeat the movement. Not a big deal. That really shows the level of precision that you need for this, though. I'm not sure exactly where in that movement chain he messed up, but at some point he got just slightly misaligned from where he was intending to be. And, you know, running a straight line just happened to push him the wrong way from there. So he's gonna do a backup strat now. Gonna go through the window this time instead. And work our way around the right side of the battle, just kind of using the grapples to guide us. And there we go. So luckily there is yet another idol right here. Like I said, the game puts these things everywhere, which works out very, very nicely for us. It makes our movement from idol to idol be in pretty small chunks for the most part. And that's mostly the goal of all this navigation, is to go from idol A to idol B to idol C, until we get to, you know, the next required mini-boss, the next required boss, and then obviously you want to kill them. And every time you do that, guess what? You get an idol, and then you go get that, and then you move to the next part. This part in particular is pretty scary. There is a giant snake that is going to be attacking him as he navigates this valley or canyon. And basically, he's just gonna try and make a, I guess you could call it a cycle, so that the snake never really gets to attack him. So you can see the snake kind of peeking up over there. He's going to go through this cave, and then he's going to reach a rock wall. And then he's just going to kind of hang on that rock wall and listen to the snake to wait for a specific sound from the snake so he knows where it is. And then he knows he'll be able to proceed and not get attacked by the snake. So, while I catch my breath for a second here, and he does that, if we have a donation, that'd be great.
Oh, I got a bunch of them.
Awesome.
Let's start with Lorik here with $250. Sekiro Blindfolded? How is this even possible? I've also got $50 here from David Martinet. Let's keep this marathon Seki rolling.
Very nice.
I did do the snap and point. I hope the microphone got
Okay,
that.
excellent. Yep. All right, and you hear the snake should be backing off now, which means Mitch should start moving. He's gonna just pretty much count out to 10 in his head. It's not an exact count, he doesn't need it to be, but if he counts to 10, he knows he'll gonna reach this next wall, and then he can start wall sliding there. And once he starts the wall slide, he's pretty much safe from the snake. So he's gonna slot into this corner. And he's just counting out loud, so he's gonna walk a little extra. Obviously, he can't tell. But, you know, it'd be better to walk for too long than too little. Just to make sure that he gets in there. And then you see this little pagoda, so he is going to slide in there. Very conveniently, if he just holds W with this camera angle, it's gonna line up perfectly. Or dash into it, okay. And then this snake here is gonna peer in, and this snake will actually wait as long as you take to press the button, so that you don't even need to time that, really. That's very, very nice. The snake's gonna wiggle around for a while. Looks scary, it pretty much never hits you. And he's just gonna make his way to the next grapple points and get out of here. All right, just a few more grapples, and then he will be getting the next idol. And if you've played this game before, you of course know that the first true required boss is coming up next, Mr. Yobu. Iconic horseman himself. And Yobu is not too bad of a challenge for Blindfolded. He is the first boss, so of course he's not terribly difficult in the first place. Mitch is gonna grab a few extra resources beforehand. So we picked up an extra Gatchin sugar there. That's just a spare, just in case. He's gonna pick up an Aka sugar here. That is a damage boost that will come in later. Come in useful later. And then he's going to slide into this building to pick up a bag of money. So this is 500 sen sitting on the floor here. Very nice, the heavy coin purse. And then he will be going back to the temple real quick. I'm trying to remember what he does in the temple at this point. That's a great question. He's doing something. And then he'll come back and defeat the boss. Oh, okay, he's just going back to the temple to warp here. Okay, that makes sense. So if you homeward idol back to an idol compared to warping back to an idol, it's actually like slightly different positions, I think. Okay, where is he going? Mitch. Oh boy. Oh, I remember. Okay, so he's gonna kill another mini-boss real quick, actually. I think. And also pick up the prosthetic firecrackers, which will be useful for Yobu. And the firecrackers are actually the only prosthetic tool that he's gonna really use in the run at all. He is going to get a total of 3 prosthetics because you need to do so to get the skill book. But the firecracker is the only one that's actually really useful. So he's gonna sell that coin purse for 500 sen, and then purchase the Robert's firecrackers for $500. There you go. And now we're gonna go back to the temple to get that crafted into the actual firecracker prosthetic. And then I think we go to Gyobu. Oh, okay. He didn't like something about his movement there, so he's just going to reset again. That's the very nice thing about this game, is that pretty much no matter what you do, if you just go back to the last point, you can try again. So this game is full of nice little checkpoints for blindfolded play like that.
Unique.
So yep, there you go. He picks up the Shinobi Firecracker. The Firecracker, for those that don't know, it's basically like a stunning tool. You send out firecrackers, they crackle. Things get stunned. They do a little posture damage. It's very helpful, particularly against beast enemies, which Gyobu rides a horse, which is a beast. So it'll freak the horse out pretty good, do decent posture damage, let Mitch get in some free hits while the horse kind of kicks about. And yeah, that's just generally helpful. All right, and you see there, he moved his camera up perfectly upward. This game actually has keybinds for controlling the camera on keyboard. So you'll see Mitch do some very mechanical camera movement using those keybinds sometimes. So it's very, very helpful, because obviously it's a lot more precise than just like trying to move your mouse upward in a straight line. So Mitch is making sure that he's got all his different items he needs for this fight equipped. He just has this menu memorized. Anytime you pick up an item, it always goes in a particular order compared to everything else. And he's just gonna run into Gyobu now. Gyobu's gonna do this fancy pose at the start, and then that allows Mitch to get a few more hits, Firecracker, a few more hits. And then at this point, Gyobu should start running around at some point. Okay, yeah, Mitch is gonna get one free stun here. Then Gyobu's gonna run away, and Mitch is pretty much just gonna camp until Gyobu comes back. Gyobu will always do a strike, and then just based off Gyobu's sound lines, you can tell which attack pattern he's doing. So Mitch just recognized it was a 3-hit combo, so he knows the timing of the 3-hit combo. And he's pretty much just gonna repeat that, grapple when he can, and just repeat until Gyobu's dead. And there's the first grapple. Ooh, Mitch getting a little spicy with an Aqua Sugar. Okay, that's not necessary. It just boosts his damage. And Mitch seems to have lost his camera lock here. That's not good. So you can see he's moving his mouse back and forth to try and echolocate Gyobu, basically. Unfortunately, the camera lock does not have any sound effect associated with it when it locks or unlocks, so it's very hard to tell if you actually lost that or not. But oh god, I'm sorry. I have COVID, by the way, so yeah, I apologize if I cough up a lung every once in a while. Anyway, so when Mitch suspects that he may have lost his camera lock, he's gonna move his mouse back and forth, and if he can hear the Gyobu sound effects kind of move around the screen, he knows that he's not locked on. Because if he was locked on, the camera wouldn't move at all, which means Gyobu would stay in relatively the same place, which means the sound effects would not change location. So he used that to figure out where Gyobu is, get the lock back on, and then continue the fight strategy. All right, and I do apologize again for the coughing. That's quite unfortunate timing on the COVID, I must say. But yeah, Mitch, just going back to the idol after killing Gyobu, of course he doesn't know exactly where he is when he killed Gyobu. So he'll just go back to the idol and repeat the movement from there. He'll make his way to the idol you get for killing Gyobu. And again, it's just a set number of dashes. He knows, dash 3 times, turn left, dash once, turn up, dash 20 times. He's just a wizard. He has it all in his noggin. He's just memorized it. What's also helpful is when you get near an idol, it starts making a little soft ambient noise. So you can kind of use that if you get close enough to echolocate the rest of the way to find the idol from there. And he is going to open this door. And up next, he's going to do a little bit of prep before the next mini-boss, but the next mini-boss will be the Blazing Bull, which if you've played this game, the Blazing Bull sucks. It is a brutally difficult mini-boss for this early in the game. And one of the issues with it is every time you parry it, it does damage to you, whether you parry it correctly or not. So that causes a bit of issues for Mitch, because that means if he doesn't do it very well, he's going to run out of HP. But first, he's going to kill this rat here. I am so sorry. He's going to kill this rat here. That seems random, but it's required for quests that he's going to complete in just a second here. So he's just going to get that rat killed and go back to the idol. And now he is on his way to the bowl. Didn't get shot by that guy, that's good. They'll get you sometimes. And you'll notice that he's just kind of walking against ledges there and not falling off. A nice thing about this game is that a lot of the ledges have invisible walls that prevent you from walking off unless you're sprinting. So as long as he's not sprinting, he can kind of just coast along the edges of things to kind of navigate around. It doesn't apply to every ledge, but a lot of ledges will. And then you can see he's also doing sword slashes here. Now for ledges that don't have invisible walls like that roof he was just on, as long as he's attacking, he cannot walk off. So he can attack, which moves you forward slightly, and just kind of slide along the edge there without actually falling off. So he knows if he does 5 slashes, he'll move an X amount of distance, and then he'll be able to move on to the next part.
Hey, Aggie, just so you know, if you need to rest your voice or get a drink at any point, man, I got you covered on Dono, so you just call me in when you need me, okay?
Sure thing.
Take care of yourself.
I'm all right. I'm sorry. It's just a lot to explain.
No, for sure. We just want to make sure, man.
Yep. All right, Mitch doing a little death blow there, and then it conveniently just kind of auto-locks the camera onto the next guy, which conveniently points the camera in the right way towards the Blazing Bull. So he's looking for one of these torch things here. There he goes. He's trying to hit that so he knows exactly where he is. He was slightly misaligned. He wanted to be wall hugging there. So he's just going to reset and do the movement again. And we have maybe time for one quick donation while he repeats this movement before the Blazing Bull.
Awesome. Real quick, Infinite Man's has sent in $50. When you donate, select an incentive and then press the add button. Don't forget. And don't forget to donate towards that Deltarune incentive. We, oh my gosh, just crossed $199,000 on that out of the $500,000 that we need. Please keep it coming.
All right. And Mitch is just about back here. So again, he's going to jump on that guy's head, and then he's going to slice the other guy dead. And then hopefully he finds the little torch brazier, I think it's called. And then get the wall hug from there. And then from that point, he can set up for the bull kill. Now, Mitch told me that this is maybe the mini-boss he's the most nervous for, which I don't blame him. Sorry. So the bull, he's a bull, so he's just gonna kind of rampage around. Mitch has a setup to get an initial deflect, which gives him time to get quite a few hits in, and then the firecracker will make the bull freak out again and get even more hits. I believe he's also gonna use an Akko Sugar so he does as much damage as possible. If this goes correctly, it's gonna be very quick. If it doesn't, it's maybe gonna get out of hand and drag on for some time. So he's gonna dash, do a jump, and then perfectly time a deflect based off that. Very nice. And then you want to go for headshots here because they do more damage and they'll stagger the bull. And okay. No, not quite. So I don't think Mitch quite got the number of headshots he was looking for. We'll see if he can back it up. Oh, probably not this time. Nope. And you see, that is that chip damage coming into play there. Even if he played perfectly there, he just did not have enough health to actually make it through the bullfight with the parries. Again, he does chip damage every time you deflect him because he's on fire. So a bit of crap boss for something like this, especially when you can't even tell how much health you have. Luckily, Mitch does have a second Aqua Sugar here, so he's not super in trouble yet. He's just got to repeat the movement once again. And let's try and squeeze in one quick no-no here.
Absolutely. I've got Kron Burgundy with $50. Why is Wolf so quiet? He's a shinobi. Bad jokes aside, this is an incredible run. Good luck to Mitch, and thank you to all the runners and staff for such an awesome week.
Yeah. All right, Mitch, not quite getting the kills the way he wanted it there. He's just going to restart again. Again, this is one of the toughest parts of the run. Let's hit us with a few more donos.
Absolutely. Ali Zyke sends in $50. I couldn't beat this game regularly. Can't wait to see it beaten blindfolded. Yeah, no kidding there. Triceratops send in $100. Donating 10 cents for every time I said wow so far in this run. I'm not sure I can keep up. Good luck, Mitchriz. Let's see, what are we at? About 30 minutes into the run? I think that donation was from about 5 minutes in. That number keeps growing.
Yeah, this run gets just crazier and crazier. It's so incredibly impressive.
The skill is just the skill, the memorization, the echolocation earlier. I've never heard of that in a game before.
Yeah, it's such a cool technique. It's super 5-hit. Mitch came up with that himself. It's very cool.
We're getting some love for you too, man. I've got $100 here from Helkin, donating for my man LilAggy. Wait, that's not your name. I mean LilAggy, inside joke on his stream, who is doing an amazing job commentating this run. Keep up the good work, Aggie, and Mitch, let's do this blindfolded run. This goes to Aggie's choice, and I don't know if Donations has a choice for you.
I'll do it for the Delta Rune run.
Sounds great. We just crossed 203,000 on that. We'll keep it rolling.
All right, let's get to it. All right, we'll see if Mitch can get the bowl this time. He's got his last Aqua Sugar here. He really needs to get this time. Oh, no, he missed the opening deflect, which makes it a bit of a disaster. Yeah, he's just going to X out. He may need to resort to a practice save here. We'll see if he thinks he can pull it off or not. Looks like he's gonna go for it again. All right. I respect it. He said that he told me right before this run that this is kind of the make or break point. If he gets through this smoothly, he's confident for the rest of the run. I'm sure he can get over this, and then from here we'll be smooth sailing anyway. But without the Aqua Sugar, that means he's going to do less damage, which means the fight's going to be a bit longer. But we'll see if he can't figure it out. All right. All right, he's broken the brazier and he's doing the wall hug again. Fingers crossed for him, man. Fingers crossed for him.
Oh, we believe he's got this.
He's got it. And we'll see. Okay. Going for the setup again. He really needs his first deflect. That's the most important one. From there, he kind of just has to figure it out as he goes, especially with the lack of aqua sugar. So we'll see what happens. Oh, just a little late on the setup there. He missed the deflect. It's probably going to be another rip. That's all right. He can shake it off. The estimate has definitely accounted for a few mistakes like this, so I'm sure he's got plenty of time to work with here. And you'll see after a few deaths, you get a cutscene here to introduce the Dragon Rod mechanic. Basically, when you die X amount of times, you start poisoning the NPCs of the game, more or less. And the first time that happens, it brings you back to Dilapidated here. So he's just got to warp back.
Might we get some more donations in while we're going?
Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. Anonymous sent in $750. This run is unbelievable. I can't imagine the planning and practice this takes. Here's $1 for every time I died fighting Genichiro.
Keep them rolling.
All right. How was about $10,000 in from the Yeti? Hey all, Yeti here. I've tried to cheese some bosses in this game before and failed. So trust me when I say that seeing Mitchriz do this blindfolded is blowing my mind. Dang! Massive props to an amazing run. Let's go! This donation brings our event total to $90,000. Thank you for all the orders. We couldn't do it without you. Can we make it to 100K? Head to theyeti.com and grab your event merch and we'll make it happen. Let's go!
All right. And we're just about ready for another round with the bull. We'll see what happens.
Here we go!
I believe in him.
Oh, he'll get it. He's got it.
He's got it.
I mean, he came this far and he still can't see what he's doing.
Yeah, he's a nut. All right, setting up for the parry again. We'll see if he times it correctly this time. I believe probably not having the aqua sugar is slightly throwing off his timing, which makes it even more difficult. Okay, he gets the initial deflect. That's good. We'll just see if he can keep it up. He goes for the firecracker there to get a parry, and then he's going to try to get headshots for another parry, or stun, I'm sorry. And from this point, he's just kind of playing it blindly. Just kind of adapting as it goes. The bull has very bad audio cues because he's just running around like a maniac the whole time. So it's very hard to tell exactly what's going on. Kind of just parry spamming, hoping he gets the hit there. Okay, and the first death. I think he might revive to go for this again. If he's waiting for the bull audio there to respawn at the most opportune time. He's got a firecracker there, so if you firecracker when the bull has almost max posture, the bull will kind of just give up and run into a wall. Oh, he might have triggered it there. He does. Okay, he just needs to hit a wall, and he's going to have a death blow available if Mitch can find it. He just has to spam, and he gets it. All right. There we go. The Blazing Bolt down. By far the most troublesome mini-boss of this whole run. Excellent work, Mitch.
Sounds like he's calmed down.
Holy cow.
The enemy is still alive.
Yeah, that is a stressful one. All right, going back to Dilapidated Temple here. And he's going to finish up that quest with the rat kill that I mentioned earlier. The short little guy enemy that was right before Blazing Bolt. Oh no, I'm sorry. He's going to defeat the general real quick and then go do the rat quest. So after the bowl here, we got a bit of a cleanup section just to prepare for the whole rest of the run. So this general mini-boss here is totally optional, but you get a prayer bead, which helps upgrade your health, and a gourd seed, which upgrades your healing, for defeating this guy. So he's pretty worth killing. He's not terribly difficult. We're just gonna do a jump off the building, get the initial death blow there, and then kind of just spam and you know, just wait for the deflect sound. You'll notice the deflect, and anytime an enemy deflects you, it makes a very specific like tang sound that's different from if the enemy just blocks you. Every time you hear the deflect sound, that means the enemy is going to do a counterattack. So you can kind of prepare for the parry there. And most enemies have a pretty consistent timing there. Mitch getting a grab attack, which again is not parryable. That's just unlucky. So he's just gonna quit out and reset his position and then probably warp back to get the heal again and then just try again. And also, all right, while Mitch resets here, I am getting a co-commentator to help get my coughing situation a little under control. Everyone say hello to Spike. What is up, Spike?
Yo, what's up, buddy? I hope you're feeling better as we go through it. Yeah, I was just like, you know what? Let's give his voice just a little bit of a small break. Just kind of in between points. For anyone who's wondering, as we're getting back to this mini boss right here, I commentated the any % race between these two fine gentlemen last year. Amazing race there. And I'm just here to mainly give him a bit of a break and talk a little bit about, I'll be a peanut gallery talking about how we're getting through this. So yeah, fighting this mini boss right here, fighting the general, looks like he's using the firecracker right there. And any specifics, you can of course jump in and be like, hey, Spike, you're totally off on this stuff.
Sure. Yeah, so this went a little astray. He's supposed to be on the other side of this kind of tapestry thing. It might work out anyway. Oh, he's locked the lost on. He's lost the lock on though, but he finds it anyway. All right, good job, Mitch.
Yeah, it looked like he almost got a bit of a dead angle right there. I don't know if that's what he was trying to shoot for at that moment.
It definitely wasn't, but it worked out anyway.
But it worked out. Okay, cool. I was like, it is slapping him from the side.
Yeah, so a dead angle, for anyone wondering, basically, if you're not exactly aiming directly at an enemy here, they will not think to block it, but they can still get hit by it. And a lot of enemies will get staggered when they're hit. And if they're in a corner, they kind of stay in the same place. So you can just dead angle them and hit them over and over and over again, just to do a ton of damage, and they're not going to block any of it. It is actually going to come into play in a little bit here on one of the bosses. But for the most part, not something that's really reliable to pull off Blindfolded.
There's a couple mini bosses taken off right there. We're now going through, making our way up to Genichiro. This is normally a part of the run in like kind of any % runs where you'd start to see the swimming anywhere glitch, like swimming through the air. Gonna have to actually progress through this area, potentially run into a mini boss or two along the way. Get my favorite enemy coming up right here.
Yeah, shoutouts to the Woo guy. Just kind of.
Man, if there's not a better audio cue, I imagine, for a blindfolded challenge than that dude right there. Absolute legend. No. You know exactly where you are in the game when he pops in.
Yep, and you can even see Mitch getting a little cheeky deflect on him, even just show off.
That was sick.
Luckily, tons of grapple points on these rooftops, so fairly easy to navigate. And then he's just going to work his way to this idol here.
Now, I do know there's a gourd seed over to the side. I don't know how much he likes to pick up gourd seeds and prayer beads and stuff throughout this run. I'm sure in the first 30 minutes of the commentary, you might have brought that up a little bit if he's routed in any health safeties or anything like that.
Yeah, so he is going to collect a total of 5 gourd seeds for a total of 6 healings. It's less for the actual healings and more for a very cool, very specific strat that he needs for one of the later boss fights.
I love it.
He's going to pick up this gourd seed here. Again, that allows him to turn it in for yet another heal on his healing gourd. And now he is warping off, I believe, to the temple.
Yeah,
this part of the run, it has a lot of kind of cleanup and setup for the rest of the run. So if you want to grab in just a couple donations real quick, I think we have time for like maybe 2.
All right, I think I got you covered. Let's take this $550 donation here from Jormungand. I am up here waiting for Sekiro run to start at nearly 2 a.m. Just had to stay up and see how is even possible to finish the game blindfolded. Good luck to the runner, and thank you to the GDQ team for another great event. There's also a $250 anonymous donation. This is fun to watch. Too bad Mitch can't watch this too.
I'm sure he'll be reviewing it afterward. All right, Mitch making his way to a hidden wall here, so you just gotta wall hug this and it'll flip around, picking up an Aqua Sugar on the way. And there's a prayer bead in here, as well as some money that he can turn in for goods and services.
Yeah, that should give him a full 4-pack of prayer beads that he can work with, so can extend that health just a little bit more.
Right.
Now, the coin purses themselves, I'll let you go ahead and go for it.
So every 4 prayer beads, you can turn into a necklace, which increases your health and posture. Anyway, as you were saying.
Yeah, picking up the money right there. So primarily, where are his funds, all these coin purses and everything he's picking up? What are those going to be working towards in the run? Is he mainly going to be buying more spirit emblems?
So he is going to buy quite a bit of spirit emblems with them, yes, because he wants to make sure that he has enough to get through the rest of the run no matter how many times he has to redo something. They do get more expensive as you progress through the game, so he wants to buy them early. After killing specific key bosses, the prices will increase by, I believe, 10 at a time, up to a total of like $50 per spirit emblem, which is ridiculously expensive. So he'll be buying them pretty shortly, I believe before this next boss kill. First, he's going to make his way through the castle, pick up this idol that is right in front of the next mini-boss, Ashina Elite. And then he's going to go back the other way to do a bit more preparation before he actually takes them on.
Yeah, Ashina Elite, this is a... basically, the fight, no matter what, is going to take about 15 seconds. Either you're going to die or he's going to die very, very quickly. A lot of it, his posture bar will take a ton of damage if you're able to get these nice double deflections right here. So again, just imagining all the amazing audio cues that FromSoft put into this game that allows 3 of you absolute bonkers gamers to be able to get through this. Again, Aggie, Mitch right here on stream, the first one to be able to complete this challenge, but Aggie following him up just a handful of months ago. I imagine that was an amazing moment for you.
Yeah, it was quite crazy. And I undertook it so that I did all of my routing separately from Mitch. So we came up with 2 entirely different strategies for a large part of the game, and then kind of combined them to make a one true good run. And spoiler alert, it was mostly Mitch's ideas that were better than mine. But I do have a few moments in here that I can claim credit for, so.
Yeah, it's almost like starting over with, like, you know, like when a game first comes out, like you were part of it when Super Mario Odyssey first came out, when Sekiro comes out, everybody's got new ideas, and just getting more and more eyeballs on the project can definitely just make for an overall stronger speedrun and a better product.
Right, exactly. And for something like Blindfold, like I think figuring out the strategies is half the fun too, right? So it's a lot cooler to kind of sit down and figure out, okay, how the heck do I do this, instead of just looking up a video of someone else doing it and then copying.
I gotta tell you, man, I feel pretty upset if I was one of these grunts, and my best aspect of this run is that I allow you to get a setup to get into the position you want. You know where you are because of my carcass. It's great.
That's right, yeah. He's doing his part.
We saw Mitch picking up the key back there, allowing him to get into this house.
That's right. And in this house is the spear prosthetic tool and a little bit more money. He's not going to use the spear, but again, he needs to get 3 total prosthetic tools to unlock a prosthetic skill book, which does have some skills that are useful for him to grab later in the run. So he's acquired that. He's going back to the idol once again, and then he's going to dive into Abandoned Dungeon, I think. Or no, he might be killing Lone Shadow, actually, before Ashen Elite. The routing for this changes surprisingly often, so I apologize if I don't exactly remember the order of it.
Okay, that's 2 of us in this call. That's great.
Yeah.
Game and Shout, you don't have the route on you, do you? Do you know? Do you know?
Oh, yeah, no, I've got it right. Hold on, it's in my other prize cave.
Yeah.
Another usage of the Gashin sugar. Again, just making it, again, this is part of the Metal Gear Solid block chat. We got that going on later on with the closer.
Yeah, so he is going into Abandoned Dungeon here. So the Gashin there is going to allow him to sneak past these group of dogs that is on the other side of this gate here. They get very, very annoying if they actually do aggro to you. But with the enhanced stealth, he'll be able to sneak around the side here.
Yeah, Aggie, being someone who has completed this challenge yourself, what was like the worst enemy in the game? Was it the dogs? Was it some sort of specific other type of enemy?
As far as standard enemy, probably the dogs, yeah. Dogs are pretty infamous in FromSoft games for just being generally annoying. I have quite a bit of trouble with them in the 80% speedruns as well. They like to troll me there.
Nice setup. Wedge yourself in that corner. Know where the coin purse is.
Yep.
Like you say, so much of this in 3D games with blindfolded runs is there isn't really a trick to it that we heard from Mitch in that wonderful interview solely ran by J Hobbs earlier. It was great. Just that all of it was hours and hours and hours of just, all right, set this up. If I do a little dash, 2 dashes, 3 dashes with a sword swing, with a turn, and it might be hours to figure out 10 seconds of movement.
Yep.
Looks like he's selling a few more of those coin purses.
Yep, so he's getting rid of his cash here, and he's going to buy some pellets. He's going to buy some contact medicine, and I think that's it on this shopping trip.
Where you find the
Yep, that looks like it. He's got a lot of cash left over, though, so he's probably going to turn that in for his spirit emblems right now. If you don't know, whenever you die in this game, similar to how in Souls, when you die, you lose your souls and you gotta go pick them up. If you die in this game, you lose half of your cash, except you can't go pick it up. It's just gone forever. So whenever you use your coin purses there to actually put the cash in your inventory, you're gonna want to spend it before any potential death.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. He's thankfully passed what he said to be one of the fights he was most worried about with the bull. But obviously, again, there's a 3-hour estimate for a reason. This is an extremely difficult challenge.
That's right, yeah.
And I'll also just throw this out there. Obviously, I'm the peanut gallery over here. Aggie, you're the smart one. You're the one in control. You call out whenever donations need to be read. I will shut up immediately. So we get more of those donations in, everyone. Let's get Deltarune met. Let's do it.
Yeah. And thank you again for bailing out me and my ridiculous cough. I literally tested positive for COVID 2 days before this, so
damn, I'm so sorry.
A bit of a unexpected twist.
It's always the best timings in life, man.
Of course, yeah.
All right, making his way over to, we could say Ishin. I'm sorry if there's spoilers. I'm sorry.
Spoiler, yeah.
But dude in the mask over here, happy mask salesman right here. And he is going to sell you, not sell you, but for taking out one of these little enemies in the hats, he gives you the best arts in the entire game. All the good stuff is here. All the stuff that's going to deal a lot of damage to the enemy's posture. You take less on your posture. I forget what the other really good things on it are.
Yeah, so he gives you the Ashen skill book, which has a couple really, really helpful skills in it. So it has the Ichimonji combat attack, which is basically like a big bonk you do over your head. He's going to use that on Ashen Elite to make very quick work of him. And then it also has the carp skills on it. I forget the exact names, but there's 2 of them.
Yes.
One of them makes you do more posture damage after deflecting, and one of them makes you do more posture damage after attacking, which put together really boosts your posture damage a lot, which helps kill enemies quickly.
Yeah, if you go play this game casually, first of all, you'll die a lot. It's way more than twice. But get that arts book and fill that sucker up. Just fill that one up before you do anything else.
Yeah, it is very, very helpful. And Mitch there, he did mess up a little bit of movement. He's trying to get over to the shop that is by Tengu here. He's going to buy some ash, which this shop, for some reason, just has tons of fistfuls of ash, which will come in very helpful for one of the later bosses.
Yay. I know what boss that is. It's going to be good. I come to find out. It's like a Nichiro. Like, no, he just hates ash all of a sudden. New strats.
I mean, does anyone really like ash being thrown in their face, though? So.
No, it'd be awful. I would be defeated, too. I'd be very open for a death blow. Picking up another gourd seed right there. Like how you said, gonna be working towards a 5-pack of those, getting a big old fistful of ashes. Which again, primarily just can be used for stunning enemies, and it's going to be for a primary usage on a boss here in a little bit. I love it. We're in effectively, it was almost like the Link to the Past run from earlier. We're in like the gathering phase of just like putting all of our gourd seeds, all of our setup together, and then we're going to start rushing down bosses to progress to the end of the game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you see, he did buy as many spirit emblems as he could. It was only 3 this time, probably because he took quite a few deaths to the bolt. But he'll be able to get another bag later, so he should still have plenty for the rest of the run. So making our way through the dungeon here, he's going to veer off to the right to pick up, I believe, a antidote powder is what it's called, something like that.
That sounds right.
Pacifying
agent.
Okay. Again, just another tool for one of the bosses later. This is the big setup part of the run before we start kind of flying through all the different bosses, mini bosses that we got to kill.
And that's kind of what's cool about doing this challenge for Sekiro is that because you can bounce between all of these different idols, you can kind of progress each of the different paths you have to go down, kind of all the way up to a boss. And I imagine it's effectively going to turn out to be a just big boss rush as we go through the second half of the run.
Yeah, more or less, that's right. So once you get to the castle here, which we've been for some time, but once you get to the castle, there's kind of 3 branching paths from there that you can go in any order you want. So he's pretty much going halfway down every one of those paths, and then he'll double back and actually complete them. That right there is actually one of the very few moments of this run where we swim. Swimming, again, not a great activity when blindfolded because there's no real normalization here. Also, he got blocked by an enemy there, so he has no idea what he has. No idea. So I'm sure he'll just warp out of here eventually and just try again.
Yeah, thankfully, your idol right there, basically an infinite homeward bone, but you are vulnerable to get hit there basically all the way up until the screen fades to dark. So
yeah, the homeward idol in this game takes forever to activate. It's like 7 or 8 seconds compared to like in Souls, it's like instantaneous more or less.
And for the most part, is he just kind of swimming up against the wall and that's normalizing his movement? Or is it just kind of holding forward, probably looking for a corner that he can normalize on? Okay, he's got to know where he is right here, I assume.
Yeah, so basically, the best you can do in the water is just count the number of swimming dashes you do. So 1, 2, 3, and then turn, 1, turn, 1. And hopefully just kind of wedge yourself into a corner like you did there.
All right, now the standard place we always try to call out, we got an elevator right here, which means it's an auto-scroller, which means in GDQs, we can read some donations. Game and Shout, give me a few.
I got you covered. We're going to start here with $50 from Bryson Robot, donating for that Spike Vegeta assist on the commentary. Man, thank you for coming in. Like, I was not expecting to get to work with you this week, so this is like a dream for me, too. I'm so happy. Oh, my God. My hero.
This is a dream for me. I get to be with Aggie and Mr. Game and Shout in the call. I get to watch Mitch play. Are you kidding me?
That's incredible.
Super.
And speaking of incredible, Head Start sent in $250. Sekiro Blindfolded using memory and sound alone? I guess learning pi to 10,000 places would be too easy for Mitchriz. awesome run. All the best to GDQ for the final few hours. Let's hit that 3 million. And we are flying, y'all. We are at 2,446,000.
So
quick update. Yeah, I know, right?
so good.
Quick update on Deltarune as well. We are at 226, almost 227,000 out of the 500,000 we need for that. Closing in on halfway, y'all. Keep it coming.
That's bonkers. I thought there was no way that was going to be this far along, and we're like an hour into Sekiro. So keep it coming, chat. You are awesome. Come up here now. We got a bunch of these monks coming up.
Yeah, we're luckily going to be able to kind of skirt around the side here. So, and Mitch just kind of counting his sprints out there, just doing it for X amount of time, obviously overestimating a little bit because he gets trapped in a corner anyway. And then there's a nice line of grapples along the trees here so that he's going to be able to take advantage of. And then from there, slip into the actual temple.
Getting past about, unironically, like 17 of these monks right here. That is such a beautiful trail of grapple points that you can snap to.
Yeah, it's super, super convenient. And coming in, this room is surprisingly troubling because it is filled with tiny little cricket enemies. And if they get in your way, they will throw you off your path.
Oh.
So Mitch is going to do his best to avoid them. He's probably going to do a few slashes to see if he can get any in his way. Yeah, just trying to clear out the path as best he can as he goes through this hallway. And then the next room is also chock full of those monk enemies. So he's going to have to do this quickly before they run up to him and hit him and throw him off course.
Ooh, even snagging the gourd seed right in front of that dude, taking his lunch.
Yep, and perfectly navigating out to the other side.
Now, the next mini boss that would be on this trail would be Roberto's father, coming up here pretty soon.
That's right, the Armored Warrior. I am not sure which one Mitch will opt to do first. I think it's pretty much up to him if he wants to do Armored Warrior or Ashina Elite first. We will see. There's one more idol before he gets to Armored Warrior. So he's going to grab that, and then he's also going to swing by a shop in this area to buy some persimmons, which, why would you need persimmons? You will see. It's very interesting. It's not typically an item you would use much casually. You consume them. I believe it helps your posture out or something.
I was going to ask. I don't know what those are.
Yeah,
I no idea.
I never use them casually. They're required for one quest, for one super specific ending that we're not getting. But they have a use in Blindfolded because, as you'll see in the next true boss fight, you can manipulate the AI in a very, very interesting way.
There's a vendor back here? God, is this DLC? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm going to go
this
take my
is
game right now. Turning on the PS5.
All right, Mitch, I think just getting slightly misaligned there, so he's just going to do it again.
Yeah, it's obviously from the crowd at home. You think, what? You were right there. How did you know? And like, just obviously, if they're a little bit off on their setup next time, falling off the cliff right there, just normalizing it a little bit. And all right, it looks like we are.
He's just moving on.
Or he knows where he is and he didn't mean to be here? Or he's acquiring skills. Okay.
Okay, he's going to pick up the Ichimonji here for the fight. And I think he's just going to go for it. He'll have to go back to that shop later. I'm surprised he didn't do it now, but I'm sure he's got it under control.
I love they're making 100% sure. Yep, I got the Ichimonji. I was able to learn the correct thing. That'd be a disaster. Because I guess that's the only thing you can learn going down that skill tree right there first. So that helps a little bit. But yeah, I will hand it off to you here on the Ashina Elite. Again, this thing's probably going to be pretty fast one way or the other.
Yeah, so Ashina Elite's thing is he has pretty much one move and he does a quick double swipe. And we are going to dodge it every time and then just hit him with a Ichimonji. So he's going to Ichimonji, dodge left, Ichimonji, dodge left, and he's going to miss it every time.
Oh.
Except that time.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a thing that can happen, I guess. We'll see if Mitch can get the setup back again. Okay, doing a double dodge there. Very nice little improvisation to get that set back up.
Love this. Needs one more right here. Can get his first death blow. Very nice. Now we just got to do it all again. The immediate follow back up. Yeah, looking like you can get him in kind of a nice little loop right here.
Yeah, this is looking good. One worry about this fight is if you happen to get next to a wall, it might misalign you guys, but they're staying in the center of the room pretty nicely here, so yeah, he's just going to beat him, no problem.
Chat, let's get some donations in for that first try on the Elite. Tapped him like one time and almost died off of it. Well, did die, but he didn't die the second time. That's how this game works. Why it's called Shadows Die Twice.
Oh, that's the name of the game. Oh.
It's all coming back to me now. Yep, there we are. Another prayer breed also in the back pocket. Yeah, so now has the castle progressed up to right before Genichiro.
Yep, looks like he's going to Ashina Castle now, so he's probably doubling back to the Lone Shadow fight, which takes place in the well that the game starts in, actually. Getting a misgrapple there, so he's just going to do it again real quick. And yeah, we could probably squeeze in 2 donations while he gets over to Lone Shadow.
All right, sounds good. I've got a $500 anonymous donation. This blindfolded run is incredible. Mitch is on a Seki roll.
Hey. Who's with me? Who's with me? Up top. Let's go.
Did you just sell 5?
No, I gave you a high five.
Okay.
I was being your
sorry. Get it wrong. $500 might be the same person, might be 2 people from Spike and Hobbs. Cannot believe the level of skill on display here from the absolute legend, Mitchriz, but also from the audience as we approach $2.5 million raised. Here's $1 for every time we died in Sekiro, or at least the first 500 of them. Keep killing it, Mitch and Aggie. And quick check, we are at 2,473,000. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. Keep it going.
Keep it rolling, chat. Love to see it as we drop down the setup. I missed that death blow with vision. That's amazing with all that setup right there. Already able to take out half of Lone Shadow's health bar, and now going for that dead angle technique we were talking about earlier. This time, definitely on purpose. Just being a little off on the angle makes sure they don't really lock onto you, and they just kind of get messed up. And that was a no damage with no vision on the Lone Shadow. Amazing work by Mitch.
Yeah, that was expertly done. Absolutely flawless. That went completely according to plan. That's actually basically a 80% speedrun level technique there that he just pulled off blindfolded.
That was perfect. You'll take that in 80% runs.
Yeah.
I know you've been working on 80% world record attempts of that lately, so you know.
Yeah, on that we actually don't do that strat anymore because if we just YOLO it, it's like 3 seconds faster if it goes perfect.
Oh, okay.
That's a story.
I was like, maybe you can pick up on some strats right here, but now I'm trying to tell you some 2019 stuff. What am I talking about? All right, now he's totally going to drop down and fight this mini boss to the left, correct?
No. So that is the Shichiban Warrior. He's not required. He's awful. He's the worst mini boss in this game. So no, we're not even going to touch that guy. But we did get that $1,000 bag sitting on the floor there and picking up this idol. That money, I believe, is just going to be dumped into Spirit Emblems after he buys this persimmon, which he's finally going back for. Good job, Mitch.
Yeah, I wonder if he just thought, I want to progress something else a little bit more before I come back to this. Just kind of, whether he meant to or not, bounced off it for a little bit, but did remember to come back. Selling that bulging coin purse, $1,000 reduce. You could donate $1,000 reduce. Oh, the fruit-looking thing. I remember picking that up and being like, what's that? Well, I don't know. I threw it in my back pocket.
Yeah, so the main use for that is you have to give one to the Divine Child later in the game to progress a super convoluted quest line to get like the true ending, but we're not getting the true ending here. But it does have a secondary use of you can consume it and it does something with your posture. I don't remember what. It's not really that helpful. But we can use it to manipulate a boss AI coming up in just a second.
What is he doing?
So Mitch picking up the Shinobi Esoteric Test text there, that is another skill book. I believe you unlocked that by beating the first boss, but he finally just went back to get it. Also getting his third prosthetic tool slotted in there and getting the prosthetic skill book as a result. And now we're warping back. We should be getting everything set up to finally fight Genichiro.
Genichiro. Amazing fight, another fan favorite for a lot of people. Now, generally, this is a fight, I believe, still in 80% runs. I already gave out one outdated strat, but in 80% runs, this is the only place where they actually, you guys like to use the dead angling strat on the first 2 phases. And I did say the first 2, there's 3 full health bars, 3 full posture bars, really, that Mitch is going to have to take out here. It'll be very interesting to see how he deals with it. Was there a hardest boss for you? Was it the bull for you getting through this challenge?
It was absolutely the bull.
Yeah.
The bull and later Guardian Ape are far and away the 2 hardest bosses for this challenge. Mostly just because they're so erratic, they run around so much, they don't really have good sound cues because they're just making sound all the time. And yeah, they're terrifying.
Now, as we make our way up to Genichiro, or with more setup right here, Mr. Game & Shout, hit me up with one of our own donations of a few dollars. Let's do it.
I got a few dollars here. Let's take $250 from Wolf Prince. Well, it's a few and then a few more and then a few more.
Stacked on top of one another.
Exactly. I will never get tired of GDQ runners doing things I never imagined were possible, including ending cancer. Here's to the last few runs and all of the runners, volunteers, and staff who make this awesome event possible.
Love to hear it, guys. Keep on bringing it in. Thank y'all so much. And right there, taking off the Ichimongi right there. Maybe wants the vanilla R1 or R1 L1 right there potentially.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have a combat art, the way you use that is by pressing block and attack at the same time. But if you don't have a combat art and you're just holding block, if you press attack, you actually do a unique attack animation, which is very, very helpful for this fight. So we want to take that off specifically to be able to do that attack. And Spike mentioned that 80% uses a dead angle for the first 2 phases of this fight, and Mitch is actually going to do that exact thing here.
What? I was right!
Yeah!
I didn't know, dude. Okay. So here we are, 3 phases with Genichiro, pulling him right over here to the corner, baiting him out, which is crazy because he can't see, and now going to go for the dead angle. Wow.
Yeah, so that is just that R1, L1, R1, L1.
Okay.
And it just perfectly shoves him back into that corner over and over again. So he can do that for 2 full health bars here. And then in the final phase, all of those gourd seeds, those persimmons, and pellets he's picked up are finally going to come into play. Because, as you'll see, at the start of the fight, Genichiro always does a thrust attack, which Mitch just got Mikiri counter to Mikiri counter. And then he also does a thrust attack every time you try to heal in this fight. So Mitch has 6 heals, plus 3 pellets, plus 2 persimmons, all of which trigger Genichiro to try and go for a thrust attack. And he is just going to Mikiri him, 12 times in a row, and it is going to be pretty much exactly enough to kill him.
Oh my gosh, literally blindfolded. Chat, give him your energy. The swag right there, using the Akko Sugar, using the persimmon. I've never used it before. It's so cool. The Mikiri counters over and over again.
Yeah, and you can see he can just do this until he's pretty much dead. I think he's left with just a little bit of HP, which he can just firecracker and R1 spam, and it should get him.
Absolutely unbelievable loop this is right here. Genichiro, sorry, I got him this time. Who cares? Let me try this one right here. We can. Okay, I'll give you that one. Now I'm gonna try this one. No, why? And just a little bit with some firecrackers at the end. Nice trail. The no damage absolutely BMing Genichiro left and right. That was beautiful, chat.
Yeah, that went as perfect as can be. Amazingly done by Mitch. I'm sure he's happy with that one. Getting him in the corner initially is probably the hardest part of that, but he pulled it off flawlessly.
Absolutely unbelievable stuff right there. Mr. Game & Chat, you have some donations. Are we about to hit Plot City here, Aggie?
We sure are, yeah. This is a bit boring for the next couple minutes, so we can get tons of donations in.
Yeah, boring means it's time to not get boring and read some donations. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Zim sends in $555. Can't believe what I'm seeing and what Mitchriz is not seeing. Great run and a great cause. Let's get a $5 train going and unlock Deltarune to keep this show going. And quick update on that, we are at, we're $10 short. Give me one more donation. Roll over the number, please. There we go, $239,000 out of the $500,000 that we need for that. We are, and it went up again. It's still moving. Keep it coming. I love it. What else? I've got a $5 donation here from Deg. Blindfolded runs are always impressive, and Mitch is not disappointing. I will donate another $5 for each death. I mean, that works too, but I mean, the way we've been going these last couple of fights, like, wow.
The bowl single-handedly could get us there, but since then, my God.
And
so
then,
Mitch,
oops, sorry.
I apologize. So Mitch is just a little bit confused on how to start this movement. He talked to me about this yesterday. So he needs to get in that door and down the stairs. And from there, he'll be able to talk to NPCs very nicely. But getting in there is a little tricky because when you kill Genichiro, it spawns you in a particular place that's very easy to get in. But then after that, if you mess it up, it gets a little out of hand. So it just got a little out of hand there. I think he's going to get it this time. And we should be good from now.
I'm going to hand it back to Mr. Game and Chat, but I just want to say thank God the game's like, we're going to put the sword away anytime you're about to talk to NPCs you don't want to kill. So I'm glad they're still like, okay, swipe one. You swipe one too many times. Uh-oh, bad ending. Awful ending. Sorry, Emma. Oh, we are actually going for that ending. My bad. Okay, well, spoilers out of the way. Mr. Game and Chat, give us some donations.
It's like they had blindfolded runs in mind. It's amazing. Savvy Cost sent in $10. I'm sorry, but I couldn't do this donation blindfolded.
I would not recommend donating money on your PayPal or whatever blindfolded. There might be a couple extra zeros in there. I would not do that.
I mean, yeah, that's that is certainly a decision to be made. Yeah, right. We've got $100 here from Gizmo and Widget. As a longtime FromSoft fan household, we are so excited for the Sekiro run. Let's beat cancer and feel better soon, Aggie.
Thank you very much. If I could just cut in real quick. So you just saw Mitch kind of like go in a circle back and forth like 5 times in a row.
No.
If you're wondering what that was about, so whenever you center the camera behind Wolf, it actually barely doesn't center it. So if he turns around 5 times in a row, the offset just slowly gets more and more out of whack until it's the exact angle he wants.
Lord Ish.
So it's just a ridiculous strategy. So you just turn around and center the camera, turn around and center the camera. It's like 5 times in a row, and then it gives you your perfect angle.
We're going OOT levels of setups right here to get our cameras set up for blindfolded.
Yeah.
And we've got more plot going. We're making our way over to talk to Ishin, chill. Probably not giving some sake. I always accidentally gave him the sake. Let's hear some more donations, Mr. Game and Shout.
Absolutely. I've got a $500 donation here from Lori. As always, for my bestie Nat, who's going to kick cancer to the curb. Lori, best wishes to Nat out there. And y'all, it is still moving. We are at $2.48 million. We are so close to 2.5. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
The divine. If you have one, to kill a
All right, and Mitch finishing up his last conversations. Ishin here telling him about the Mortal Blade. You have to have that conversation in order to do the next boss fight. Even if you've played the game before and you know what to do, it makes you have that conversation. It's very, very annoying. But now that out of the way, the Screen Monkeys are available for fighting. So we're going to be going back to Senpo Temple shortly after whatever Mitch is doing now.
Just vibing.
Yeah, he's just vibing. He's
just go cool off. Go check it out over here. We got some snow going down. Still the winter time. Yeah, the main progression, again, they are trying to work towards the Shura ending, which is the fastest way. That's standard what they do for any percent. And to get to that, the 3 main bosses that they're going to have to take out to get to that point are, you can correct me if I'm wrong on any of these names, but the Folding Screen Monkeys, the Corrupted Monk, and the Ape, who is angry and has another subtitle to his name.
That is correct. The Guardian Ape, yeah.
The Guardian Ape, there he is.
So first off, we're doing the Screen Monkeys because it is by far the easiest of those 3 fights. To get to the Screen Monkeys, though, we have one more required mini-boss, the Armored Warrior. And the Armored Warrior is a bit unique in that he does not die from being death-blown. You only shove him backwards when you death-blow him. And what you have to do is shove him backwards off the edge of the bridge so that he falls to his death. So how do you do that when blindfolded? It's a little challenging. Basically, what Mitch is going to do is he's just going to repeat the fight over and over until he gets the exact opener he's looking for. And then if he executes that perfectly, it just happens to work out so that by the time the death blow is available, it's going to shove him in the right direction and off the bridge. So we'll see. He's also going to use some fistfuls of ash in this fight. It's just something, it's basically pocket sand that you can throw in their face and they get stunned for a little bit. So we'll see if he gets the right attack here. I don't think that was correct. Yeah, he's gonna restart here.
Yeah, maybe just making sure he gets that Makiri counter, just seeing it. Was he safe on being able to get the quit out right there? Just kind of have the set position. So which of his attacks, for my knowledge, is he looking for at this point?
I think that may have been the right attack, but he missed the deflect at the start, so he got a block, which is going to throw it off a little bit. And then after that, oh no, I'm sorry, this is the one he wants. So yeah, it's a slam into that, and then he's going to do a thrust, and then he should do kind of like a rage attack, which is like 5 deflects in a row that'll perfectly line him up.
All right, lining him up in the corner right here. Just has to get a little more on the posture. Throwing down those firecrackers, getting the stuns in between, even throwing in a little bit of pocket sand. And that looks like it's going to be a perfect setup. Unbelievable. I can't believe we just watched that. Also, shouts to Robert.
Poor Robert.
Poor Robert, dude.
Very, very nicely done. And then he's just going to quit out after he hears himself get a experience point. Once he gets experience, the fight is like confirmed saved. You beat him. Good job. So he can just quit out there to reset his position. I actually haven't explained how resetting your position works with quit outs yet. Basically, whenever you enter combat, the game saves your exact position when you first entered. And if you exit before exiting combat, it'll put you back where you were. So he quit out right before the combat state was like officially counted ended, so he gets put back in that exact position so that he can go from a known point to the next part.
Oh, it seems a little bit scary right there. I mean, I guess you have your exact amount of dashes that you're putting in right there, but obviously want to hit every possible idol that he can. Ooh, maybe trying to upgrade his prayer beads right there, and is 1 short, only has 3. Again, that will give him a increase to his health bar. Any idea which one he might have missed, or if he was maybe just a mistake not even trying to do that?
I'm trying to think. I don't think he would want to do that right now. I believe he definitely gets at least 1 more upgrade at some point, but I think that was maybe just a miss menu.
Okay. Yeah, again, it's even just down to that. People talk about great menuing and speed runs all the time. How about remembering 3 hours of menus to not get lost? And there's some complicated menus in this game for sure, especially putting it in this context.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now making his way up here. This is going towards the folding screen monkeys.
Right, and the folding screen monkeys are kind of a puzzle boss. You don't actually really fight them. You more chase them around an arena and then slice them in the booty to kill them. There are 4 of them. They all have a different quirk. They're like the different, like, see no evil, hear no evil, stuff like that. So basically, they all have different weaknesses that you have to exploit in order to catch up to them and take them out.
Making his way over. Mr. Gaming Shot hit me up with 1 donation as we're looking to get into the fight. As thank God for doors, they have iframes.
Absolutely. I've got a $5,000 donation here from Blinks. GDQ is a comfort in dark times. No game left behind, and thanks for everything you all do.
All right, Mitch getting through the door there, that was very nice. There is a small chance that those guys hit you right when your iframes run out and he has to do the whole thing over again. So that was very nice that didn't happen. First monkey is the invisible monkey who always spawns right behind you there. So we can just take him out real quick. And then this orange monkey here, I believe is, Speak No Evil maybe? So, okay, the orange monkey sees him, jumps away, And then Mitch is just gonna hang out here for like 10 seconds and he just comes back. And then we can take him out.
I'm gonna use this strat forever. I didn't know this was a thing. This is so cool.
Yeah, it's very, very, very helpful. This one is one of the more annoying ones because he doesn't really have a weakness. You just kind of have to chase him around.
I was wondering because I didn't know how much, assuming you move through the arena the same way every time, they are consistent as well, I assume.
Yeah, so they have like a kind of set cycle pattern, whatever, that they go on. And you see Mitch there using the illusion bell. That's a special item you get for this fight to reset those patterns. So he's gonna do that after pretty much every monkey kill to go back to the start, reset the patterns for the other monkeys. Up next is this green one. So this one is Hear No Evil, which means it has super nice hearing. So it's going to jump by this bell and then you're gonna ring the bell. And since his hearing is so good that it's just gonna stun him because it was so loud for him. And then we can just get a free death blow.
Love instances like this and challenges in these instances where you actually have to, using the like base game mechanics that they give you is actually useful here. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Last one is the purple monkey. That is See No Evil. So he has super good eyesight. So you need to chase him into a dark room and then he gets scared and he'll just stand there and let you death blow him. So Mitch is going to aggro him from a very specific angle here with that grapple. And that'll cause the monkey to run pretty much directly away from Mitch, which is going to lead into this dark room in the back here. And then the monkey's just going to be scared and Mitch can walk right up and take him out. And there he is. You can see he's hanging out.
Wow.
He's done.
I will remember these strats from now on. I'm going to use them in my like 4-hour all beads runs. It'll be great.
Yeah, those monkeys
probably
can
5
be
minutes
very,
faster than what I've done.
Very annoying if you don't know the exact strategies to take them out.
The red monkey, gosh, call Nintendo Power right now. We need to upload that red monkey strat. I need to get on the 1-800 hotline. My God.
All right, Mitch again doing the spinny strat to align
so
his
long.
camera. And for killing the screen monkeys, you get the most broken item in the game, the Mortal Blade, which we will receive from that divine child in the background there. Also getting another memory, which increases our attack power. Very, very nice. Also a ton of skill points, which allows us to get a bunch of skills in the Shinobi skill tree here. So he's picking up mid-air combat arts, which allows us to do those things like Ichimonji's mid-air, which isn't useful for Ichimonji, but it is very, very useful for Mortal Blade, which we will see. Mitch getting slightly misaligned there, so no big deal.
Thankfully, just a quick reset right there. Mr. Game Shot, hit me up with a few donations as we pick up the Mortal Blade right here, our overpowered piece of steel.
I do.
Absolutely. $500 here from a burned head. That Genichiro fight was a...
Did we lose Mr. Game and Chat?
What?
Oh, no. Did we
Am I
lose
here?
all our donations?
Do we got it? There we go.
Oh, there
Sorry.
we go. There we go. Oh, no. I was
Had
like,
to hit all the unmute
donations.
buttons.
They just stopped. They were
Technical difficulties. We are good. $500 here from Burned Head. That Genichiro fight was amazing. Excellent work by Mitchriz. Also, Senbai sent in $200. I couldn't beat this game with my eyes open. Anxious to see how Mitch deals with the later bosses without being able to see.
Yeah, the later bosses do get a little spicy. We've got 3 main bosses left. I'm not sure if there's any mini bosses left. I can't remember just now. But actually, for now, we have to do our only glitch of the whole run. Our only true glitch of the whole run. First, we got to set it up. So by defeating the screen monkeys, you get a ninjutsu called Puppeteer, which allows us to take control of enemies if we backstab them, like so. And that one is special. If you puppeteer that one, it'll go up to that little wheel on the top left to raise a kite. And we can use that kite to access a special area of the map that normally you would use to take out the giant snake from earlier. But the snake is not there yet because it doesn't go there until you trigger another snake encounter at a later point in the run. But we don't want to go to that area of the run, so we're going to perform a skip called Snake Skip.
I'm so engaged. I'm so excited to see what this is. I didn't know there were going to be any skips.
It's a crazy, crazy glitch to pull off Blindfolded. So basically, again, the snake would normally be there. You jump on the snake's head, and you get a death blow, and then you get put down into the water below to access the sunken valley. But if the snake's not there, there's a death plane preventing you from just jumping straight there anyway, because you're not supposed to access this area at this time. So instead, what Mitch is going to do is he's going to run off the ledge once he gets there. And then he's going to pop a contact medicine, which a contact medicine is a item that literally poisons your character. But it's a very, very slight poison. So the intent is like you take a little poison damage instead of a lot of poison damage potentially. But we can use it to kill ourselves. And if we kill ourselves mid-air, our body will fall onto a rock. And the rock is below the death plane. And then we revive and go into the water.
Oh my lanta, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's so cool. It requires a pretty precise angle that luckily Mitch is a god to set up. So he's gonna warp here to revive his health. He's then gonna apply this contact medicine, jump off twice to reduce his HP, and then just time the poison from there to perfectly kill him mid-air.
Now, how precise does that timing in midair for the poison have to be?
You'll see that it's pretty precise. He times it by doing, I think it's 18 R1s in a row. So yeah, he's gonna do the R1s right now. And then he'll run off the ledge twice and then jump, and it'll just barely happen in time.
Just holding forward.
Yep, so there's the first splat, and then he's gonna splat one more time. And he's already got the perfect angle from this run up. And you see he barely has any health, just enough to get the jump off.
Fall
And
off it.
he will die.
Oh,
And land on the rock.
wow.
What?
And as we've established, Shadows died twice, so getting a revive right there. And I believe Mitch was talking about this earlier in the interview with J-Hobbs 1.0, that I believe this is primarily to skip the gun fort.
That's right, yep. So the gun fort is a terrible, terrible area in this game. It's incredibly random, even with eyesight. So without eyesight, it's even worse. So being able to skip that with that glitch is incredible.
Yeah, Mitch had talked about, this was a trick, and you talked about it a little bit right there, that even with sight, a lot of people say is a very precise trick. And sometimes you pull on the weirdest strats when you're in this completely different environment for what the challenge is. So unbelievable stuff from Mitch right here.
Yep, and now we are in Sunken Valley, which does have a path to both the remaining bosses before the final boss. So we've got Corrupted Monk and Guardian Ape. Guardian Ape is technically the closer to this location of the two, but we're gonna go to Corrupted Monk first because it's way, way, way easier. It's actually gonna go through the abandoned dungeon to get there. They both lead to the same place, it's just two different paths. Running off into the void for a cheeky grappler.
Gotta love it, gotta love it. Oh, I guess you are gonna have at least one more mini boss, assuming she's got to take on. Yeah.
So we've got Snake Eyes coming up here, and then we'll also have Miss Noble after that. And I believe those are the last two mini bosses in the fight, unless I'm forgetting something else.
No, I forgot. You'll have to excuse me. I forgot Miss Noble was a thing. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, it counts. It's a mini boss.
It's a mini boss. Yeah, we gotta get up to it. Hey, if there's an environment where someone could die to Miss Noble, this could be the one. But I got faith in Mitch. So coming up here on Snake Eyes, trying to very specifically stay out of the eyesight of the boss or any of her henchmen right here. Trying to wrap around it and get that death blow. Now pausing right here, I don't know how much of this is maybe trying to keep the aggro from that far off sniper off of you, because I know that's generally a concern when you're doing this in any percent. Getting that first death blow.
Right, and then
immediately popping the, ooh, yes. And there's that airborne mortal blade. You can talk a little bit about why that's so overpowered.
Yeah, so the Mortal Blade is by far the best combat art in the game. By default, it does that giant red slash that does a ton of damage. But To make it even better, also Mitch getting shot there, unfortunate. But to make it even better, if you use Mortal Blade mid-air, for whatever reason, it does twice as much damage. Because there is an upgraded version of Mortal Blade that is meant to do that much damage, but we don't have that. We just have the normal one. But if you use the normal one mid-air, it does the empowered damage instead, for whatever reason.
And now, is that only on certain patches of the game, or is that on literally any version?
So it is a weird oddity that was introduced on patch 104. It was not originally in the game, but 104 and every patch afterwards has that weird quirk to it. So you can do that on current patch.
Yeah, some beautiful stuff right there. Now we're making our way over to Miss Noble. And you know what? We usually call for serious time during the mini bosses. I think Mr. Game & Shout could possibly read through this little stretch.
Yeah, we got a little bit to go before we're there anyway. But yeah, Miss Noble, not exactly the most dangerous of bosses.
All right, I think I got you covered. Let's see here. What's good? Alex sends in $50. There is no way this Sekiro run is happening right now. This can't be real. It's too incredible. Alex, this is very real. And you know what else is real? Holy cow! I just looked up. I just saw it. 2.5 million! 2.5 million! 2.5 million!
2.5 freaking million dollars, chat. You legends. What?
And we are now over halfway to the Delta Rune incentive. We are just a couple dollars shy of 255,000 on that. What? Okay. I'm good. I'm breathing. I mean, the runner can't hear me. It's fine.
Yeah, I know. It's great having the runner muted and deafened here because we can just scream as much as we want.
Oh, yeah.
No problems whatsoever. It's great. Oh, I thought for a second we were about to face the headless right there.
Yeah, no,
that's the worst boss of the game. Oh, he's gonna fight him.
Whoa.
Taking a little unnecessary death there. That's okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna accept that one right there. We're just gonna put it in the back pocket. Yeah, it looked like the primary thing, dropping down there, picking up that 3-pack of Yashiriko sugars. So Aggie's been talking about it throughout, that Akko sugar gives you, I believe it's a 10% increase to your strength. Yashiriko gives you I believe a 25% increase. Am I saying that right?
I think Akko's 12.5 and Yasha's 25, but yeah, I mean, it's something like that.
It's somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah, this is better, but it's gonna chop their health in half. So that's scary to use with sight. Utilizing it here, saying, I'd have to hit them less. It's great.
Yeah, so that'll come into play actually on the final boss. Besides that, we don't want to mess with those. We want our health.
Picking out some snap seeds right there. Generally utilized to take care of apparitions that could pop up. I imagine it's also going to contribute to the next major boss that we're coming up to.
Yep. First off, we got to get to Miss Noble, though, and we're actually going to do a little, very minor skip here to get on top of the hut. Normally, you have to go all the way around and maybe even fight a drunkard. But if you do some clever platforming off this tree, you can actually just hop right up there. Which it is very, very impressive that Mitch can do this blindfolded.
Yeah. This definitely seems like one of those things that with sight, this is actually a very simple trick, but having to get that whole setup, very impressive. He's able to get up here. One sword swing, one turn to the left, needs to get in this hut. Chat, I want all the $5 donations to come in if he gets this first try.
Yeah, this is a big one.
Locking on, dropping down. Oh my gosh, legend, frame perfect. Now gonna go for the sub pixel perfect, sub frame perfect. Oh, the sword swipes, the left, the right. He's out of there. First try, Miss Noble in the bag.
An incredible performance from Mitch. I don't think I've ever seen him do that first try before. It's just that GDQ luck right there, coming in clutch.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unbelievable chat. Maybe the most impressive thing you're going to see all week.
Oh, definitely.
I'm giving him crap, but he did that blindfolded, and I still would have died there. Miss Noble would have got a dub in the win column right there on me if I didn't have the vision right there. But now making his way towards the corrupted monk.
Yep, we got to make our way through Mibu Village first, which is just full of little enemies to avoid. Shouldn't be too troubling. Mitch can mostly stick to the rooftops to avoid most of it. But yeah, this is just another movement section. We could probably squeeze in some donations.
Oh, yeah, I got you covered here. All right, this was anonymous. You made a decision, and you sent in $500, so you know 500. Blindfolded donation, challenge accepted. Here are my $50 for this awesome cause, the runs, and you people. Yep, that was a decision. You did that.
You did that. Thank you.
Thank you. Artie sent in $75. A blindfolded run of one of the toughest games made in recent memory. That definitely deserves a donation. You got this, Mitch. We are behind you. We will be your eyes. Silent Lunas.
I was just going to say to chat, think about how funny it would be if we hit $3 million right now because all of you donated $5 because he killed Miss Noble. I'm just saying that would break the internet. You should actually do it. Go ahead,
Make
Mr.
it reality,
Chat.
please.
Yeah, make it a reality. I'll laugh forever. I'll just die. It'll be good.
I'm good for it. For it. Scary Carrie sent in $50. He's destroying Sekiro, and he even has backup strats, all while blindfolded. What a legend! And Silent Luvia sent in $80. This blindfolded Sekiro run is absolutely mind-blowing. Props to Mitchriz for doing something like that in front of over 100,000 people. Amazing event, and good luck to the remaining runners. Let's hope we'll crack last year's 2.7 million today. Let's unite against cancer. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get there. Y'all are gonna get us there. I know you can. I know you got it.
Absolutely the most redonkulous pace AGDQ's ever been on. You are all a part of history right now, and also part of history getting to watch Sekiro being blindfolded in front of 111,000 some odd people. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty freaking cool.
That's pretty cool. Getting to show off the hard work of Mitch, Aggie, and everybody else in this community that this is even a possibility. I believe the only FromSoft game that's ever been defeated blindfolded.
That is correct, yes. A few people have done like all the bosses blindfolded from the other games, but no one has actually done the game start to finish blindfolded besides this one.
Picking up the divine confetti right there and a red lump.
Yeah, so that red lump will be useful for Guardian 8. Just a little preparation there.
And the divine confetti, I think the item text only really tells you it's like, oh, to give you a buff if you're going up against like undead things or whatever, or ghosts, I'm not sure. It just is a buff. Just next time you play this game, chat, divine confetti, it's just another attack increase. It's great. Throw that sucker on.
Yeah,
he making his way towards this prayer bead right here.
Yeah, so Divine Confetti increases your HP damage to anything. So any enemy where you once kill them via HP instead of posture, it is very useful for. That said, we are actually fighting an apparition enemy, so it's sort of intended use on this next boss. Coming up to the Corrupted Monk. We're going to be able to pull off yet another Sunlock. So the Corrupted Monk is an apparition enemy. This is not the real monk. In the normal ending, you would fight the monk again for real, but we're not going to do that. This is the only time we see her. But, so the snap seeds that we picked up earlier are used to dispel illusions, and since this lady is an illusion, she takes a ton of damage from it. Normally after the third snap seed, she will stop being stunned by it and start attacking you. But we're just going to use 2, and then we're going to throw ash and firecrackers in her face, which also trigger the stun, and those do not have a limit on how many times they can stun her. So, with 3 staff seeds, 10 ash, and 8 some odd uses of firecrackers, plus a confetti attack buff, plus an aqua sugar attack buff, we can kill her before she does anything.
Wow. And what the scary thing about that is, chat, is he's going to be utilizing all these resources right now. So pretty much has to get this first try.
Yeah, that's right.
Coming in the divine confetti on, using that first snap seed right there. Getting the 1-2 in for another snap seed. 1-2, you can count with me, chat. Throwing in one of those, bunch of those different fistfuls of ash. Constantly getting that restun right there. Already down halfway on her health bar.
And he is just gonna keep chucking them. We used to have a little song, I don't remember how it goes, but it's like 1-2 ash, 1-2 ash, 1-2 crackers. But yeah, you get the idea.
Getting very close again. Can be scary here if they were to lose it right here at the end. Wants to make sure all these resources are getting put to good use. And that is a first try, damageless on the Corrupted Monk. Beautiful stuff right there from Mitchriz. 2 of the 3 major bosses down before the end game.
Another one?
Another one!
What? I can't do this.
You know what you can do, though? Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, this next idol is a bit troll. There's no strategy for like consistently ending up in the same place at the end of that kill. So he just has to echolocate this based off the sound. So we'll see how long it takes.
Oh, because I guess realistically, you're going to be in a different spot in the arena off the boss fight every time,
Right, exactly.
Okay, so you're like, man, that's a scary spot to be.
All right, he finds it though. He's all good.
Legend. He'd probably tell you that was more impressive than the fight itself. But
It's at least less consistent, that's for sure.
yes. Very, very cool. The utilization of so many different tools to get that stun to work.
Yep, and now he just has to run in a straight line, and he perfectly ricochets off like 5 different things to line up to pick up this key item.
Oh, beautiful setup.
Nabbing the Shelter Stone there, that is the second of 3 items he needs to spawn the Owl Invasion in the game, which will lead to the final boss fight, or this ending. The last one he needs, he gets after defeating the Guardian Ape, which he is off to fight right now after getting everything sorted.
I'm trying to imagine. I mean, I guess like everything in this sort of run, there's just a ton of audio cues that you're going off of for all of its different attacks. Definitely a pretty wild boss fight right here. Probably going to be seeing a good amount of utilization of the Mortal Blade, especially that jumping Mortal Blade. Gonna have only 1 health bar, chat, to worry about here. That's it, just 1.
Yep, just 1. So the way this fight is going to work is, spoiler alert, it's a 2-phase fight. Sorry,
Dang
Spike.
it.
I don't want to ruin your joke, but
I was wrong.
Let me explain this. So
This is my
first
commentary.
phase-
No, please go.
Yeah. The first phase, we actually are able to completely stun lock by timing our attacks correctly. Basically, he has like a stagger that has like a couple different levels of stagger to it, and if we never trigger the last bit of the stagger, we can go back to the first level and just repeat it over and over and over again. So that'll get us through the first phase, no problem. The second phase is when he loses his head, literally, and it gets a lot more difficult because there's basically no good audio cues. He does a ton of damage, and his attacks are just like super unpredictable. So the way we solve this is he's been picking up a ton of different items throughout the run, and we're going to utilize something called the tummy ache strat, because Wolf is going to down like 5 different buffs at the start of phase 2. So he will be getting extra healing, he will be getting terror resist, he will be getting extra damage, he will be getting anti-stagger stuff, and then Mitch is just gonna wail on him, basically tank the whole phase, mortal draw on the screens, and hopefully kill him. It's a little inconsistent. This is one of the scariest fights of the whole run.
Chat, get your hands in the sky. I've been asking all week. I've just been making spirit bomb references. Genki Dama, I don't know, whichever one you prefer. Get him in the air, chat. Mitch needs your energy. We gotta take down Donkey Kong.
So you can see he equipped the red lump. That prevents him from reviving, but also prevents him from getting knocked down. The pacifying agent reduces his terror buildup. The Guardian Ape has a scream attack that will instantly kill you if it builds up your terror, so we need that. And then the rice there heals over time for 30 seconds, and it's a very large heal, so he should be able to just tank through all the attacks, and he's not getting staggered, and he's just gonna wail on him. But first we got this stun lock that he sets up, those mortal draws, and then it's just gonna be R1s.
So he puts on the delay right there, catching him at the right part of the animation, which is really cool when you think about the fact that he can't see it.
Yeah, there's a nice audio cue for this part where you can kind of hear him stand back up. This looks to be good. He just needs about like 1 more cycle of his stun lock.
One more right there. Should get him. Close. There he is. All right. So there is first phase already down.
Very, very nicely done.
Yep, beautiful loop. And now, as Aggie brought up, time to get a tummy ache.
Yep, so there's the confetti, and the red lump, and the pacifying agent,
Oh, God.
and the rice.
God.
He's gonna wait just a little bit on that Aqua Sugar.
Spike Vegeta at an all-you-can-eat buffet. My God.
Here we go. He's gonna open with 1 MD.
Oh, the terror buildup. If that bar fills up, chat, that is an automatic death right there. The rice giving him a lot of health back.
Yep, and he specifically timed the Mortal Draw so that he gets a second stun out right there. And now he just has to kind of pray that he gets to the end of the fight here.
Yeah, just timing those out, waiting through the combo. Oh my gosh, another first try here on the Ape. Donkey Kong down, let's go.
That was pretty much textbook. That really could not have gone any better. That is by far the most challenging of the main bosses.
Wow.
No,
What? Wow. Wow, you know he's popping off right now. You'll take the bowl deaths for that. Oh my gosh. On the resource fights, getting through them first try. Tummy ache coming through, chat. So with that, Aggie, all 3 of the major bosses taken down. We need to make our way up to the final boss fights. I don't think there's any more prep up to there, correct? I guess he has to get to this item, yes.
Yeah, he's got to pick up this Lotus real quick, and then it will automatically trigger the invasion sequence. You'll see that after picking this up, he'll warp back to his last communed idol, and it will take him somewhere he was not last communed at, because the game just automatically gives you a checkpoint for this part of the game. So he'll get a free warp there, and then he's just got to make his way up to the tower.
I think we can safely say on the way up to the tower, this is our last chance for this run to read off some donations as we push past $2.5 million, chat, and we're trying to get set up for that one of the last incentives of the marathon anyways. I don't know what else there is still. Let's get Deltarune in the marathon. Mr. Game Chat, give me some donations.
I got you, man, and we got a train pulling in. I got Ali Zyke here with $5. Spike said to donate, so I donate. Let's start a $5 train in honor of that first try, Miss Noble.
Let's go.
Bulb sends in $5. The only thing I can do blindfolded is sleeping. Word.
Word.
Lance and Aaron Dessette send in $5. We are but simple folk. Spike says to donate $5. We donate $5. Thank you for such a great week. This Sekiro run is incredible. 3 mil hype. Catherine sends in $5. I do what Spike tells me to do. You have a commanding presence, my friend.
You're welcome.
JC sends in $5 per Spike Vegeta. Here is $5 for Miss Noble. Cheers. Confused Old Man sent in $500. I heard we're doing a $500 donation train. That's close enough.
Yeah. Also,
that's
sorry,
correct.
I need to butt in real quick. I completely spaced this. He's actually killing 1 extra boss here. So he's going to do the double Guardian Ape fight, which sounds worse, but it's much, much easier. And this is totally optional, but it gets him a extra attack power and also gets him extra skill points, which allows him to get the double Ichimonji skill, which is very, very useful for the last fight. So this is just a quick detour. It only takes like a minute. These guys are super, 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 super squishy, so he can just spam R1s and Mortal Draw, and they'll die before they can even do anything.
Is he going to bother to take out the bride over here? Is he going to take out the second monkey, or is he mainly just going to focus here on the main ape?
Yeah, so we just focus on this white ape here. That is like the true boss. In the second phase, a brown ape also shows up, but you don't actually have to kill that one at all. As soon as you kill this one, the fight is done.
Yeah, so just kind of has to bum rush it right here. Take it out. The second one's going to be dropping in very soon as it gets off its cry right here. But we're saying no thank you, no thank you, no thank you. Get in those Mortal Blades. There's 2 setting up out of... Oh my gosh. Already felt... That was so fast. That was so fast. Just time we need to take it out for good, though. The other ape was on screen for about 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, you could see his arm flailing back there for a second. He almost did something.
Also getting 2 more prayer beats there. Does that put him at a full 4-pack, or is it just for the strength upgrade and the skill points you were talking about?
I believe it is just the strength and skill. Yeah,
Okay,
you see,
yeah,
he only
one
has 3
short.
prayer beads, so he still doesn't have enough for that upgrade.
Yeah, basically delayed the spawning because the first ape has to get off its cry to kind of spawn in the second one, and just said, you're not going to get that much time. I'm sorry. It's funny to think of them as squishy. That's great. For a lot of people, the first time you play this game, that is an absolute nightmare fight with having to deal with both of them in a tiny arena with them. I guess it's a big arena, but they're massive, so it comes off as tiny. Back in Ashina Castle, now making our way up to the final 2 boss fights. It's a boss rush back to back, basically 3 phases he's gonna have to do in a row. Now, Mr. Gaming Shout, give me our last big chunk of donations before we finish off this blindfolded showcase of Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Absolutely. Kitty Cat with $50. All aboard the Deltarune Determination Train. Choo-choo! A quick update on that. 293. It keeps moving. $1,000 out of the 500,000 that we need. We are almost to 300,000 out of 500,000. Please keep that coming. I've got a $6 donation here from Kitty Key. Here is my attempt at a blind $5 challenge. Go, Mitch. That was close. That was really close. Non-binary code sent in $5. Blindfolded train is best train. I can see it now. Oh wait, blindfolded train. Probably dangerous. Let's try another approach. That gap to 3 million is a menace. Get it out of here.
I got to be in the call when he did it, Chad. I'm sorry. Dude, I was so sad when you did it during Spider-Man at the beginning of the week. I was like, I don't think I'm on when he's on. I'm so sad. I got to be in the call. Let's go.
I got you, brother. I got you. One more real quick.
Oh, yeah. Hit me with another one.
Toby Fox, one of the developers. Yeah, Toby Fox sent in $1,997. Here's 1997 Cromer so that we can see Spamton in Deltarune Chapter 2. What? He's not in the rut?
Unbelievable. Cool to see. Thank you very much, Toby Fox. You make cool games. Thank you so much. Hopefully we get to show one of them off here in just a little bit. Shay would love to show off their skills. Take down some Deltarune.
Mitch having just a little bit of trouble on that movement, so he had to reset. We still have time for donations. Let's keep them rolling. This is the last time.
Yeah, I'm just going to go. You tell me when to stop.
Yeah.
Johnny B sent in $100. Here's $5 per death I had to Miss Noble. $150 from Cliffbird. I enjoyed Sekiro, but never got past Genichiro with vision. Speedrunners are skilled, intelligent beings. Blindfolded speedrunners are otherworldly. Mitch is godly. Thanks to all the runners, commentators, hosts, staff, and everyone that makes GDQ possible. Ape with Screaming Centipede sent in $5. That's a name right there. Woo! Rent-free in my brain. Sent in $5. A haiku. Mitch is blindfolded. Sekiro is very hard. Just take my money. Oh boy, wait.
I'm sorry, can you narrate my life with that voice? That voice was so good. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I just had a masseuse in my ear. Oh my God, that was so good.
You gotta have the tonal spread, you know, it's all in that. Gottman sent in $1,000. This run is absolutely incredible. Go Mitchriz. Also, let's meet that Deltarune incentive. It's flying. 298,000. We're so close to 300. Oh, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. What else? I have Raph Comic sent in $25. I used to speedrun Sekiro, so I've been waiting till this run to donate. Watching Mitch destroy Sekiro blindfolded absolutely blows my mind, and I can't wait to see him destroy the final boss fights. And as always, woo!
All right.
The compressor on that soundboard is working for it today, let me tell you.
All right, he's almost there, so I'm gonna start explaining exactly how this fight's gonna go down. So this is the Shura ending. It's the bad boy ending. We, basically turn our back to Kuro, become a bad guy. So we have to fight our dear Lady Emma, and then we have to fight Old Man Ishin. And the way that's gonna work is, so for Emma, she has a kind of like predictable attack pattern, I guess you could say. This is a strat I came up with that Mitch refined. So we're going to bonk her on the head repeatedly. So basically, we're going to run up to her, we're going to double Ichimonji, and then Mitch is going to hold the block button, and it just kind of perfectly times so that it'll either deflect or block the next attack. And based on the sounds she makes, Mitch knows what attack she's going to do the right response, and then bonk her on the head again. And just repeat over and over until she's dead. If he doesn't mess up, it works every single time. And then for Ishin, we're going to abuse the heck out of that jumping mortal draw that I mentioned. And basically, just jump mortal draw, dodges attack, jump mortal draw, dodges attack for both phases. And hopefully he gets to the end here.
It's like another setup here on the ×5 turnaround. Make sure he gets that consistent angle.
As you come in. Yes.
Thank God it's the top option, dude.
Yeah.
Could you imagine screwing it up right there?
So here we go. There's the bonk, and then he's just going to block. And then bonk again before the attack goes off. Block. And then this attack, he can hear the grunt she does, so he knows to Mikiri, and then just bonk. And block the next attack, and then just repeat.
Loving these relatively consistent strats that y'all have come up with. And still has to execute it every time.
Yeah, it's definitely not free. You got to be paying really close attention to those sound cues to make sure you respond correctly to all of your different options. And then going straight into Ishin here, gonna use those Yashiriku buffs for extra damage, even though it halves our HP. And we're pretty much just hoping that he doesn't get stuck against a wall here. That's really the only danger, is if Ishin happens to move by a wall, our jumps will get a little out of line, and he might catch us with an attack. So we'll see what happens.
Getting out of the way of that Ichimonji for himself. Already the first death blow setting up for right there, setting up right there. One more health bar to go. Another Yashiriku sugar.
Yep, and we see, okay, there's a second MD. He probably needs 2 more for finishing this off. It looks to be a pretty good position. It depends which way Ishin dodges here. He might get stuck on that wall. Oh, he squeezes by and he's gonna do it. That is it.
The no damage. When's the time coming up?
Time will be as soon as the game logo appears after it fades to black. So there's about 10 seconds.
It was not.
Oh my God.
Amazing work by Mitch here. A flawless final boss fight. First try. That's super, super, super impressive.
Unbelievable.
All right, and time coming up. Right now, time.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. What was that like just over 2 hours? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, 2 hours, 35 seconds.
2 hours and 35 seconds. Unbelievable performance by Mitch here on the GDQ stage. I came in, I was like, man, he's getting beat up by the bull right there. Didn't take a fight L the rest of the time. My gosh.
Just getting him out of the way early, really.
Yeah, I was about to say. Bull is actually the
very
hardest
happy
boss.
with that. Yeah, Bull, unironically, is probably top 2 hardest bosses in that run. And it's super early, so it pretty much determines how the run's going to go.
Mitch, I'm just going to do like an impromptu 1-question interview right here. How did you feel about the run?
Honestly, I felt terrible about it at the beginning. Obviously, Bull went terrible. But then after that, I was like, man, this is starting to pick up. This is pretty good. And so, yeah, this was actually under 2 hours in-game time, which is the official timing. And I'm really happy with that. That's lower than what the world record was when I submitted this to GDQ. So very, very happy with that.
Yeah, incredible job, buddy.
Yeah, you can tell just how volatile that can be. The fact that you're about 45 minutes under estimate. We're calling up our Portal 2 runner like, you need to get in here, man. Get off dinner break. Get up here. I want to make sure, chat, also, I'm going to let you guys do shout-outs, but I just want to give a quick shout-outs to Aggie for doing this while super not feeling well, was going to be a trooper and commentate the entire 2+ hours of this by himself. So you are a legend as well, my friend Aggie. Again, one of the other 2 people on the planet who has done this challenge.
Yo, thank you so much, Spike, and I appreciate you helping bail me out here a little bit. Hopefully my cough didn't get too annoying. I think once you got in here, this is a great run.
All right, awesome. So shout outs to the Sekiro speedrunning community. We are just, I love the Sekiro speedrunning community. Awesome place to learn. If you're interested, maybe not start with this run, but if you're interested in just learning another Sekiro speedrun, something like this route, but using your eyes, great place to go. Absolutely. Shout out to all my fans and everyone that watches me on Twitch and all that. Yeah, absolutely.
And Mitch, why don't you go ahead and plug yourself? Where can we find you?
Oh, okay. All right. You can find me at twitch.tv/Mitchriz. So same name that's on the stream somewhere right now.
Right
Go
below.
follow this man. He is the most wholesome member of the Sekiro speedrun community. I love his stream. He is the best.
Yo, thank you.
And he's so humble about it. You know, oh yeah, and by the way, come follow me. Like he didn't just, one shot 2/3 of Sekiro blindfolded. I beg your pardon. Come on. Wow. Absolutely incredible. That was like nothing I've seen before, and that was nothing that Mitchriz has seen at all. Oh, the pod's going to be good on that one, though. Okay. So many donations. I'm going to try and get caught up on them real quick for us. So, Dono Wall sent in $100. Test blindfolded $1 donation. Decimal points. They're important. Zinsky sent in $200. No eyes, no problem. At least for Mitchriz. Hempuli sent in $2,000. This Sekiro run is fantastic. Had to donate due to how good time this is. Thank you for the excellent event, and here's for a new record. Jay Nashty sent in $50. Here's my blindfolded $5 donation. Wait. Yeah, you hit submit on that one there, friend. Zach, also $500. This run is incredible. I can't beat the game normally. Let's get Deltarune, chat, and let's get it indeed. We are at $313,000 out of the $500,000 that we need to get that in. We've got, I believe, just one game left in between. Keep the donations coming. Keep the pressure coming. Keep the hype rolling, y'all. I'm loving it. So good. All right. We're going to take a quick break for an ad from Devolver Digital. Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem from Devolver Digital. This game was co-developed by Time Lock Studio and Crow Team and published by Devolver Digital. The game launches on January 25th, just about a week and a half from now. Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem took an unusual path, starting as an ambitious project from longtime Serious Sam community modding team Time Lock Studio, and it quickly evolved into a standalone expansion under the guidance of Crow Team. You can check out the website to learn all about this game. That website is devolver.link/Siberian Mayhem. And thank you so much, Devolver Digital. All right. So a couple more donations that we're catching. The Spike is just such a powerful personality. Flongo sent in $10. Sorry, Spike. I'm late to the train. $5 extra. Yeah, there's always more room on this train. Soup Theory sent in $5. The power of Spike compels you. The power of Spike compels you. That's like super serious. Dukon sent in $125. $5 for a first try blindfolded Miss Noble? Nah, brah. Here's 5 times 5 times 5 instead. Let's put it towards Deltarune. Did I just jump again since I last took over? $316,000. Still moving, still going. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. I've just got word that my boss man would like to have a few words with y'all. We are going up to a prize segment. Sent, show him how it's done.
Always happy to, Shout. Thank you so much for that introduction, and welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2022 Online, everyone. My name is Sent, and I'm here to tell you about some of the amazing prizes we have. Specifically, I want to talk about one of our amazing grand prizes that we have. Now, both of our grand prizes are a $250 cumulative donation throughout the event. So if you have not already donated at least $250 in total this event, make sure to do so today. Make sure to get those donations in for Deltarune. We definitely want to see that game in the marathon. That route has come down like 30 minutes in the last couple of weeks. It is just silly what that speedrunning community has been up to. You do not want to miss the shenanigans of that run. Let's talk about our grand prize, though, because from our friends over at Heroic Replicas, specifically Dave from Heroic Replicas, we have a trio of lovely Zelda replicas to show off. Now, unfortunately, only have 2 of them here to show you, but if you do win the grand prize, you win all 3 of this lovely replicas. First off here, behind the shield, we have an absolutely lovely Master Sword here. Full metal, you can see the Triforce engraving in the hilt there when I shine it off in the light. The pommel of the blade has this lovely dark link styling to it with the silver accents. It's got a good bit of heft to it. I am not holding this up by my fingertips. It's a solid 10-pound sword or so. Completely functional. I can give it a good grip here. Yeah, that's a good sword right there. Again, $250 cumulative donation throughout the marathon wins you not only this lovely Master Sword, but this amazing Hylian shield meant for left-handers. Unfortunately, my left hand, not the strongest, and this thing is a solid 15 pounds or so. It is a real metal shield for sure. Give it a knock, you can hear it. That is not plastic, my friends. I believe it is primarily aluminum with bronzed accents here for the Triforce, as well as the acrylic Hylian crest decal on the front. Absolutely incredible piece of work. Thank you so much, Dave, for sending that out to us. And then, in addition to both of those lovely replicas, you will also win the newest piece that Dave has been working on, a solid metal megaton hammer. Weighs about 30 pounds. You can see a render of it available over at gamesdonequick.com. Check out the website. Make sure to get those donations in and make sure to put them towards that Undertale bonus game. We are still about $170,000 or so away from that, but I know we can do it, Twitch chat. We have done so many things this week, all for the amazing cause that is the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Let's make it happen. But I know Spike was calling for a $5 donation train just a few minutes ago. And Spike, I love you, but I am a one-upping contrarian. So while Sekiro was the start of a whole new prize block, and there are a ton of absolutely amazing prizes that you should definitely check out. If you haven't gotten in a $50 donation already, get in a $50 donation. I'm telling you, that banner is one of a kind. It is worth it. But how about to start a $10 donation train? Nintendo Switch. $10 minimum donation. Don't need to say much more than that, right? Get your donations in. Get them in for the Deltarune incentive. Let's make that happen together. Shout, why don't you take us back to the break screen, read some donations, and let's get ready for Portal 2. It's going to be so good. Don't go anywhere. Don't miss it.
All right, thank you, boss. Now remember, we do not have a lot of time left. If you want to get in for those prizes, get those donations in now. Also, did I just see Deltarune jump like 13K during that prize segment. Are we about to hit 2.6 million? Unbelievable. Okay. One more donation I want to get in real quick before this next run. Waka Waka sent in $25. Cave Johnson here. I understand you may be feeling dizzy and or disoriented by the new speedrun strats. Just a reminder that here at Aperture Science, it's not about what science you do, but how much science can you fit into the shortest possible time frame? Because you're on the clock, and I don't have all day. Get to work. Also, you might have seen the train containment unit warning light was blinking. Everything is under control. No need to worry. But if you see a train, be sure to give it $5. Something about a rune of deltas. I don't know. Carolyn, get my donation for the shiny Mew plushie. It's adorable, and I absolutely must have it. For science. Thank you so much, Waka Waka. And speaking of, I'm so hyped for this one. I get to do. This is going to be so good. All right. M Sushi, back again. What? Oh, wait. I'm being told that I just attempted an illegal time skip. We actually need to take a quick break. I got too hype. It's okay. I'm going to calm down. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back.